What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we're heading back to the 2000s. Let's check out 2002 as we close the gap between my previous updates in the years 2000 and 2004. Here we go, everybody. First off, I would like to give thanks to a fellow collector who helped with providing some OAG timetables. Flight information as we move into the 1980s and prior will become a little harder to find, as it will depend on the availability of timetables for the airlines that flew to Sioux Falls at a given time. Therefore, these OAG timetables will prove extremely useful with future Retro FSD updates. 2002 marked a recovery year for the aviation industry as a whole. Following the events of September 11, 2001, air travel declined significantly, and its effects also hurt many airlines. In Sioux Falls, we would lose TWA by year's end once American Airlines acquired their remaining assets. While TWA's final bankruptcy was declared before 9/11, there is some belief that TWA would not have lasted for very long in the aftermath. One day, I would like to make a video detailing the effects September 11th had on air travel in Sioux Falls, going over the many changes that were made primarily in air services. On a more lighter note, we continue to push forward with the Retro FSD project. I will talk more about the long-term details of this project at the end of the video. It's a typical early to mid-2000s airline lineup at FSD, including the likes of Northwest, United Express, and American Connection, which took over the St. Louis service previously operated by TWA. This would be operated on the Embraer ERJ-145, operating up to 3 times daily. Service was discontinued sometime in the fall of 2003, though American Eagle's service to Chicago would start up not long after. However, this was also discontinued by the start of 2005. Air Wisconsin would operate the Dornier 328 turboprop aircraft, while Atlantic Coast had the CRJ-200, as well as Air Wisconsin. Fingers crossed we see a die-cast Dornier 328 release in the future, perhaps 1:400 scale. I'd be eager to see how that turns out. Welcome to the Sioux Falls Regional Airport. The date is June 6, 2002. It's a busy day today, so let's navigate through the hustle and bustle at FSD to get this update going. Starting off at Gate 3, we have this American Eagle ERJ-145, subbed for an American Connection of the same type. American Connection operated this service 3 times every weekday, keeping the same frequency as what TWA previously had. The morning flight did not operate on Sundays, and the evening flight did not operate on Saturdays. This is the afternoon flight, scheduled for a 12:55 p.m. arrival as Flight 5800 from St. Louis. Swinging around to Gate 7, we have this United Express CRJ-200. For over 20 years and counting, this type has been seen at FSD. In 2002, you could catch a CRJ-200 on a handful of daily flights, not just on United, but Northwest too. Today, this CRJ-200 will be heading out to Chicago as Flight 7274, operated by Air Wisconsin at 1:15 p.m. local time. Moving along to Gate 6 is this United Express BAE 146. Air Wisconsin also used this type alongside the aforementioned CRJ and the Dornier 328. The 146s, though, were the rarest type at FSD in 2002, at this time of the year only arriving once a day from Denver at 9:10 p.m. local time as Flight 7038. Next at Gate 4 is this Northwest DC-9. It's the same old here, with 5 daily flights except on Saturdays, where there were only 3. Both the morning and lunchtime flights were excluded on Saturdays, and this 3:34 p.m. arrival from Minneapolis as Flight 135 is not one of the Saturday exclusions. To round things out, at Gate 2 we have a Northwest Airlink Mesaba Saab 340. I would have loved to feature a Northwest CRJ-200 in the bowling shoe livery here, but since one does not exist in 1:400 scale for now, this Saab will have to suffice for the time being. Saabs were seen 3 times every weekday, with a morning flight being excluded on weekends. This Saab arrived at 8:36 p.m. local time from Minneapolis as Flight 2476. And that will do it for this video. I will be eagerly awaiting the arrival of the American Fokker 100 before returning to the 1990s to complete the decade, which subsequently would take us further into the 1980s. Since I've covered most of the eras that I can readily do with my current collection, there may be a period of dormancy for the Retro FSD project. Some of the models I'm eyeing now are very hard to find, both for a reasonable price and in general. Because of this, I am looking into doing new ideas related to the Retro FSD project that would go beyond the airport updates in order to keep the series afloat during this dormancy period. If you have any suggestions for Retro FSD ideas, feel free to leave a comment. I am also exploring ideas on my behalf and will present them as needed. With that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.